Parasites. Let's get to parasites, right? Because I feel like it's a bit of a buzzword now, and people seem to be going, hey, parasites, we're cleansing it. Let's start at the starting line with parasites from what you've learned most recently.
They cause inflammation. Inflammation is a leading cause of disease. So if you've got parasites, you have a problem. For example, tapeworm. Tapeworms can be 20 feet long. You can have a tapeworm. Now, a tapeworm's getting all your nutrition before you do. It's having a field day. We had a child who was not well, and we couldn't find out. So we put them in a room, and they went like at night when they went to sleep, and we had an infrared camera on them. And the worm come out of the nose, looked around, and went back in, right? A friend of mine had a baby that was crying all the time, and we did a parasite cleanse, and the nappy had 50 parasites about this long, or worms about that long, right? They cause a lot of damage, and I go on equipment where I'm looking to see what type of parasites are there. So there's a problem with parasites. Parasites tend to hatch their eggs on a full moon.
Right.
So the parasite kit that I created was we would kill the parasites. The idea was to disrupt the parasites so they would defecate and possibly die. But they make a mess because they leave bacteria and all that behind. So in the evening, you take something to clean that up. Now, after about 40 days, you've done pretty well with the parasites because you're really making ground, but we keep trying to kill them off. And that goes for 60 days. That's 2 parasite cycles, right? From a full moon, you started on a full moon and you do 2 complete cycles. But yes, okay, right, after 60 days, mate, you might have cleaned up the parasites, but did you change their environment? The mold and the fungus and everything that's down there, they just come back. For example, if you want to get the rats out of a tip, you can set the tip on fire, you can set traps, you can set baits, you can do whatever you like, but you'll never get rid of the rats in a tip. How would you get rid of the rats in the tip?
Don't make it a tip anymore.
Take away the tip.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's what I did with the Parasite product that I put together. You go so far, and then at the end, when there's parasites are virtually eliminated or at their weakest point, you then take away their food source.
Which is what?
Mold, fungus, whatever. Right. You know, you reduce their environment that they live in. So, and that's probably a 65-day course. It's not inexpensive, and it comes in a box and you follow the procedure, but it's effective because we've not only dealt with the parasites, we've dealt with their environment.
Remind people what parasites can lead to. From all, what are some of the diseases parasites can give us?
If you have cancer,
you've got parasites.
You have parasites, and some of the clinicians that work in that field, the first thing they do is, because I've worked in cancer clinics and I've had shares in another cancer clinic, the first thing we did was align the body, and the next thing we did was look seriously about removing the potential of parasites. And if it wasn't cancer, it could be any condition. If you're trying to clear yourself of a condition, but you've got something that's continually defecating inside your body, very hard to get healthy.
Yeah, so when we treat these parasites, just to give people an example, they, like you said earlier, we know this to be true, and many people have said this, basically, if you've got cancer, very good chance it's got parasites there, and whether there's a link or not, people can draw their own conclusions. But also all the other sort of diseases that can come from parasites. I can imagine there's a whole heap, right? So how often do you think we need to be cleansing from parasites? But even besides that, once we've dealt with it, like you said, does this go back to the start with what can we now do to limit the opportunity for parasites to keep coming back into us? I know now in the perfect world, we've got ourselves eating food that's not packeted. So now we're being disciplined in that. We've cleaned up the water in our house. What else? What's the environment we create?
To get rats in a tip, you've got to have an environment for the rats to go and live in.
Right.
To have parasites, it's got to have an environment that the parasite can live in.
Right.
For example...
Let me ask you this, sorry. One more. What's the number one thing a parasite wants in your body? What's its number one thing it likes? Is it mold or what's it like? Fungus, sorry. Or
nutrition. Like they'll get your nutrition. They'll starve you of getting the nutrition. In 1931, Warburg proved and won a Nobel Prize for proving that if you're in an alkaline oxygen environment, cancer can't survive, won't survive in it. So most of us don't have an oxygenated area, or we're too acidic. So disease will come with acidity. So to alkalize your body by not having things that cause the acidity, and if you have trouble getting there, you can use bicarb to help alkalize. But to stay healthy, you've got to check your pH level.
right.
So if your pH, an interesting thing with water has a pH level of about 7.2 when it's healthy. Your body has a pH level of about 7.2 when it's healthy. So, okay, so if your pH has gone down to, 5, you're so acidic, it's an environment for anything to be there.
Right.
So we're now looking for the simple way to start preventing disease. Alkalize your body. Use products that create oxygen. And one of the best products that I used for years before I found the probiotic foods was green barley grass.
Right.
Barley grass supplies the bone marrow and the gut the nutrients to make new red blood cells.
Which carry oxygen.
And nutrients to the cells. So I have my 3-pack. When people came to me with conditions, I had what I call my 3-pack. It was a probiotic food, green barley, magnesium.
Right. Let's talk about magnesium for a bit. It's only something I've only recently jumped into. I've heard people talk about magnesium. Laura and I drink a drink at the moment. It's a hot chocolate from a health food place, whatever. But it's just cocoa and high magnesium. We have it before bed every night. Talk to me a little bit about the importance of magnesium and how much we need. Do we need to be taking it every day? Why don't we have enough of it? Talk about magnesium for a bit.
Magnesium is incredible for assisting cramps and sleep disturbances. So if I've worked too hard outside and I haven't drunk enough water and my magnesium is deleted, I get the most horrific cramps and my fingers might start. If I'm working outside and my fingers get a bit crampy, I know I'm lacking magnesium because it's being drained out of my body. It's essential, magnesium. So even just taking it to get a better night's sleep. So and the thing about sleep, while I'm on that, the best time to sleep is between 9 o'clock and 3 o'clock in the morning. That is when the body does its healing. That's the most healing that ever gets done, between 9 o'clock and 3 o'clock in the morning. If you're staying asleep, this is why shift workers have trouble with their health, because their circadian rhythms are mucked up. So 9, watching telly to 11 o'clock, two things. You're sitting in front of electric magnetic fields. And sleep. Important. Sleeping in a dark room. I've got massive dark curtains in my room so that my bedroom is absolutely black. No mobile phone in your bedroom, because your body sees the electric magnetic field as light. So you're not sleeping in a dark room, you're being affected by your phone. So take your phone and put it out. And many people in the talks that I do go, oh yeah, but how do I use my alarm? I said, you'll hear the alarm if it's just outside your door.
Yeah.
You don't need it in your bedroom. So having a phone and going and sleeping on top of a phone, just crazy. We don't know the damage. we're yet to see the damage of electromagnetic fields.
True.
And it's starting to happen now. We know that this is a fact, that it's a brain tumour, right? The science says that. And it says in your terms and condition of using the phone, don't get it this close to your head. It's on their documentation. I'm not exposing anything dangerous here. I'm just saying you're not following the rules that the phone company gives you. Do not put the phone on your head.